Hello, I'm here with the bunny Starlight, and also known as Gandalf the White. And we're gonna do a little yoga session. I'm gonna let her hop around me, so there you go. Anyways, welcome back to Movement as Medicine. I'm gonna see if I can turn up the brightness just a little bit here. Oop. 1 second. There we go. Hey, baby. Alright, so let's get started in a seated position. For those of you that are here again, welcome back. And for those that are here for the first time, welcome to Movement as Medicine. These are donation-based movement classes. The links for Venmo and PayPal will be in the description. And I appreciate your support. And let's get started and do some movement. So we'll start out by sitting in a comfortable position. If you'd like to have a cushion underneath of you, you can get whatever props that you like to use during yoga. I won't be using any or prompting for any, but if you know your body or you're uncertain, it's nice to sometimes have like a cushion or a strap or a block nearby for you to use. So let's just take a moment and come into our centers. Let our eyes close. Allow our mind's chatter to move out into the distance, kind of like a stream, just a babbling brook going by. Allow your mind to soften and expand. Allow your awareness to calm down from the thoughtscapes and into the body. And just feel into your body a little bit with your mind's awareness, observing and noticing what you're feeling in your body. A lot of times the first things to speak to us are parts of our bodies that we might be feeling a little bit of pain, a little bit of achiness. So just noticing those areas and letting them know that as you go throughout your practice that you will tend to them and care for them and move in ways that honor them and help them to get into a space of more healing. And setting intention for today's practice. Allow for your heart space to open. Allow for your heart space to open and for your intentions to be that as you go throughout this class that you will be really moving in ways that are loving, tending to your thoughts in loving ways. Even if loving thoughts don't, still come through, maybe responding to those thoughts with some understanding and compassion. And seeing how much you can drop into that vibration of love, of compassion. And at the same time, with that softness and with that gentleness, tapping into your strength and well-being and vitality, and seeing if you can kind of stoke the fires of those inside of you as you go through your practice today. Getting yourself in the right space mentally and emotionally, energetically before you begin your practice has a huge impact on the way that you're going to feel from doing that work. It's not just physical by any means. So let's bring our hands together at our hearts and take in a nice deep full breath. Continue nice full breathing at your own pace. And as you inhale, I want you to rock your body forward just subtly, just slightly to begin with. And as you exhale, just round your back and sink back a little bit. Inhale, lift. Open your heart, extend through your spine. And exhale, round and soften. Continuing with this movement and really allowing your mind to feel what's going on up and down the spine. The movement doesn't have to be linear. If it feels good to sort of roll your head and neck around in different ways, give yourself permission to do that. And the movements don't have to be repetitive movements either. You can kind of shift and change the movements. Maybe at first you're rolling, and then you're just coming center and bowing your head down. You can also just look to one side or the other to get a nice little stretch in. Bursting your hands outward, go ahead and reach those arms up to the sky and give yourself a really nice big stretch here. You can allow your hands and wrists to circle a little bit if you'd like. And if that feels good, to kind of sway those arms. Slowly let them down. My cat Whimsy is climbing the gate right behind the camera. We'll see if she can. There she goes. She made it. And let's bring our arms crossing in front of each other and then opening back up again. Crossing the hemispheres, letting the right and the left sides interweave with each other. You can create a motion here that looks kind of like a flame dancing. And maybe with that flame tapping into the energy of fire. What would it feel like if you were fire? How does fire move? What energy does fire carry? Allow yourself to explore that element a little bit. And then how about earth? Let's go ahead and just press our hands slowly down. Imagine that we're just sinking as the hands come down, that we are sinking into the earth. And you can put your hands on the earth or on the floor and just feel down deep into the earth's energy. Close your eyes. Feel all of the layers of the earth, all of the roots of the trees, all of the little creatures, the creepy crawlies that live down there. Tap into that space that is dense, that is dark, that is solid. See what that feels like. What would it feel like if you were Earth? You had that density, that inner fire, surrounded by cooler layers. And then allowing your eyes to open, go ahead and feel into the energy of the air around you. You can allow your arms to move in ways that feel almost like steam rising or rain falling. And just tap in a little bit to the space of this air that we are surrounded by and that we breathe. How does air move? How does air feel? Maybe yourself to swoop into a little bit of one-sided stretches in a breezy way. Feeling the air swishing around you. And then bringing your hands together at your heart. And imagine yourself dive your hands upwards, but imagine yourself diving into the ocean and feeling yourself in those ocean waters. We're really using our imaginations here. So imagine yourself in the way that you might move in water, in the way that you might move as water. And in particular here, we're kind of exploring that realm of the ocean, those deep waters. But maybe we shift into the energy of a waterfall. We're waterfalling, or a river as it flows along its path and along its trajectory. Or the rain as it falls down. Cool, so now that we've awoken the elements here, the earth, the air, the fire, the water, and the spirit, with that loving energy that we began with, let's go ahead and bring in a little bit more movement into our bodies. So go ahead and step your feet out here and maybe walk your hips a little bit from side to side and feel those hips get a massage on the ground. Side to side. And then bringing one leg over the other. Now, depending on your level of flexibility, you might want to have your knee out. You might want to have your knee in. It may feel better to cross up higher by the knee. So just feel into it. Ask your body to show you a position that works well for you. You're going to put your hands on the ground behind you. And you're going to lift your heart up towards the sky. Turn a little sideways here. So you're lifting your heart and you're rocking your hips. Getting a nice opening and stretch. You can let your head and neck also explore some movement. Nice swaying. Kind of like you're swaying to some music. And go ahead and bring that foot down and bring the other leg over, lifting the heart, supporting with those hands behind you, really stretching open through the waist, through the belly, letting out some sighs if it feels good. And go ahead and release. And then bringing your hands behind you on the ground, spreading your fingers nice and wide and finding the right rotation for your body. Everybody's shoulders are at a different level of tightness. And so you want to squeeze your shoulder blades back and together and then find a position of your hands that feels comfortable for you. And you're going to go ahead and lift and lower your hips. It can be a very small lifting up that's barely noticeable, or a very big one. And really feeling into the shoulders here and noticing if there's a difference from one side to the other. And as you sit down in between, really push your chest forward and squeeze your shoulder blades a little bit more. One more time. And then go ahead and straighten one leg, step the other leg over. Actually, I'm going to do the other side. And we're going to come into a twist. So opposite hand reaches for the knee. You can walk that back hand in a little bit more. And we're going to inhale, lifting our chest and extending our spine. Just to the beginning of a twist here. And as you exhale, slowly gazing over your shoulder. Inhale and exhale, nice and slow. And you can use your arms to twist a little bit deeper. Nice and slow. And go ahead and release and switch over to the other side. Start out by finding your center, maybe adjust your hips a little bit, grab hold of the opposite knee, and just start by doing a gentle twist and sitting nice and tall, extending through the spine, breathing into the rib cage, allowing those ribs to open and expand with the inhale. To soften with the exhale, start gazing over the shoulder. Use your arms and hands to pull yourself a little deeper into the stretch. Hi there, cutie. Oh, sweet bunny. And just breathing, continuing to scan through the body, feeling for where there's certain areas that are locked, seeing if you can direct your breath into those spots. And slowly coming back to center. And coming onto your hands and knees. Bringing your knees hip distance apart. Bringing your hands under your shoulders. Taking a nice deep breath here. And as you exhale, go ahead and slowly sit back into your child's pose. Reach, step your hands forward. And bow your head down to the ground. And let yourself take some nice deep breaths here. Breathing into your arms, breathing into your shoulders. Breathing into your sides. And on your next exhale, go ahead and slowly roll up. Coming into your cow, arching your spine. Sending the hips up, looking up, letting the belly drop. And just take a moment and breathe here. And slowly rounding your way into cat. Hanging out in your cat pose. trying to reach the middle of your back towards the sky, letting your head hang heavy, letting your tailbone hang down towards the ground. Maybe allowing for some gentle rocking. See if you can release the head and neck and the tension there a little bit more. And go ahead and transition into your cow. And start to move freely between your cat and your cow at your own pace. Really, really using your mind to scan your body and explore what the body feels like as it's in motion between the poses. Noticing where the imbalances are and using our movement and our breath to try and find deeper balance from side to side in our bodies. And go ahead and transition onto your knees. And if you're able to do so, you're going to step wide and come into a little bit of a squat. And you're going to just start by shifting your weight from side to side and trying to open that knee on the open side, I guess. Just try and push that knee back. So you're shifting to one side, and then on the opposite side you're pressing that knee back. And you could even potentially add in a little bit of assistance with your arm. And while you're there, you could also get a nice stretch on the side of your neck by letting your head hang heavy. Feel free to adjust your stance wider, closer together, or to bring your hips lower or higher than mine. And then coming center to a kind of a froggy pose. Go ahead and try and come up as far as you can comfortably onto your toes. So rather than really letting your heels drop down, you're really lifting your heels up. Taking a deep breath here. As we exhale, we're going to go ahead and come into our forward fold. And let our head hang heavy. Really allow yourself to release as much as you can. Soften through the back of your knees so that you don't lock them out. Wiggle your feet on the ground so that they stay soft. And let your hips sway from side to side. And I'll have you slowly roll up to standing. I'm going to shift this so that you can maybe see me a little better. So, rolling up bit by bit until we're up to standing. And now that we're standing, go ahead and sort of march in place here, except that as you bring your foot up, you're going to point the toe. And you want to try and lift your knees up as high as you comfortably can. And really feel as you step down on the earth and shift your weight from side to side. Feel that line of gravity, of alignment that goes all the way up through your feet to the top of your head. Okay, go ahead and step wide here. And we're going to circle the hips. We'll circle them one direction and then the other. Take some nice deep breaths while you do this. And then we're going to come down one side, let that leg straighten while the other knee bends. And then the other side, you have to usually turn your toes out a little bit as you do this, so that your toes and your knees are in the same line. You can lift your toe up off the ground and reach for your toe as well. If you need something for support, you can grab hold of a wall or a chair or a partner. We're going to go ahead and bring one foot back and grab hold of the ankle and get a nice stretch here. I want you to tuck your tailbone down towards the earth and draw your belly in and try and be nice and tall. Have the spine have as little curves in it as possible. So really trying to lengthen through your spine. Stand up. Reach up through the crown of your head. Maybe even look up a little bit. And release. And then switching to the other side, go ahead and transition nice and slow. Grab your other ankle, tuck your tailbone down, draw your belly in, extend your spine long, reach through the crown of your head, extend down through your knees, your legs. As you stand tall, maybe look forward or slightly up, lift your chest, and breathe. And go ahead and release. And we can step nice and wide and turn our toes out at an angle. And we're going to come down into a squat and come up again. Go ahead and as you come down, bring the hands down. And as you come up, let them float up. How high your arms come up is totally up to you. I like to start kind of small for myself. But I do like to slowly grow a little bit more each time. And reach up higher and higher. Because then it's not just the legs doing the work, but also our upper bodies are getting to have a nice opening and closing. Inhale as you come up, exhale as you go down. And the next time that you come up, go ahead and stay up. And I want you to bring your hands into a kind of interlaced pointer and thumbs are straight position, like you have a little gun, little love gun. And you're going to reach up towards the sky and just let your body shift from side to side here so that you get little side stretches. And we're gonna circle that to the ground and then let our arms go heavy and hang forward into a forward fold. Taking a nice deep breath here. And slowly coming up, hands back up to the sky, and back to shifting from side to side. And then circling the other direction all the way down and hanging again in forward fold. And slowly rolling up. Lift your hands up to the sky this time, interlacing your fingers, turn your palms up, and stretch up and reach up here. And you can do a little bit of side to side once again. And slowly bringing your hands interlaced behind your head. You can step in a little bit closer, just a little bit wider than hip distance. And here we're going to do a little bit of a chest opener back bend. So we're just going to slowly let our heads come back, lift our hearts up, and open our hearts and our bellies and our whole front side up to the sky. And you can let yourself kind of twist here from side to side. Even shifting your weight fully from one foot to the other if it feels good. And go ahead and side bend so that one elbow is going up, the other is going down. And side bend the other side. And slowly release. Roll those shoulders out. And we're going to come into plank. So coming down again, bringing our hands to the ground. Let's see. There we go. Bringing our hands to the ground. Stepping our feet back behind us. And really feeling into the strength of our arms. If you'd like, you can find modified ways of doing this by maybe bringing one knee down occasionally or as much as you need. You can kind of go back and forth from knee to knee as well, so you can get sort of intermittent strength through the shoulders and core. This is actually pretty great. It feels good for my body too. And coming into a downward dog, go ahead and step your feet a little wider than your hips. Spread your fingers, spread your toes. Inhale, coming up as high as you can on your toes, lifting your heels up high. And exhale, slowly sink those heels down towards the ground. Inhale, lifting the heels up. And exhale, sinking the heels down. Go ahead and continue that, inhaling up and down on your own. A few more times. And then bending your legs so that your knees come down towards the ground and just hover a little bit here above the ground. And then straightening your legs. Go ahead and do that a few times. Bending your legs and straightening them. keep your breath going and flowing. Maybe one more time. And slowly release your knees down to the ground and come down into your child's pose. Breathing into your back body. It's nice because I am on the earth, so I'm actually breathing in the smell of the grass and the earth. It smells so good. And slowly rolling up. Let's take a moment and give ourselves a little bit of a massage. We can come to a comfortable seated position, and let's give our head, our scalp, a nice scrub. Like you're in the shower getting a nice shampoo at the spa. I don't usually get my hair cut or dyed or anything. I cut my own hair, and if I feel like dyeing it, I usually do it on my own with henna or something. I've been thinking about using beets, give a little red, but when I do, the couple times that I've gone and they shampoo your head, they shampoo your hair and give you the nice scrub and massage in the sink. Oh, it's so nice. So we're just recreating those moments in time. And rubbing our hands together. Take a nice deep breath and blow some warmth into your hands. And rub them together. Let's do that 2 more times. And then using that nice energy to massage the face. Just gentle sliding across your skin. And just giving yourself a little bit of a hello to your face. You can rub your forehead back and forth, side to side with both hands. You can circle the eyes. You can go and sort of swipe or sweep under the eyes. You can get our temples, our ears. Go ahead and grab those earlobes and just pull gently, shifting all the way up and around the ears and coming down the neck. And massaging the muscles of the chest. And the shoulders. As I do the shoulders, it's not as much of a gentle sweep. It's more like I'm really kind of grabbing hold and then deeply sliding across the muscle. All right, let's do a little bit of work for our bellies. Last night I got to try potato latkes for the first time. And they were great, but man, when I woke up this morning, my belly was like, what did you do to me? So I kind of ate a little too many latkes. So I thought it might be nice to do some work on our bellies. So coming down onto your back, And letting your knees be bent. And just taking a moment to feel the weight of your body on the ground. Maybe shifting your shoulders and rib cage around and just seeing how your shoulders and rib cage are interacting with the ground. And go ahead and bring your hands, interlace your fingers under your head. And take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, go ahead and crunch up and just shift your weight a little bit from side to side. Taking some nice deep breaths here, just holding the crunch. And you can exhale, bringing one of your knees in. Inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, switching sides. Inhale, back to center. Go ahead and continue nice and slow from side to side. Inhaling as you come to center and exhaling as you crunch. You can start to go a little bit faster. Nice strong exhale. And go ahead and release. If you're able to do so, coming onto your forearms. This is a nice opener for the shoulders. And bringing our knees up off of the ground. And extending one leg long while the other stays bent. And then coming back to center. Exhaling as you extend. Inhaling as you come back to center. Go ahead and follow your own timing. Being really mindful of your movement. You could also do this without coming up on your forearms and just coming into a crunch. And we're going to go ahead and lift one leg up to the sky and then the other. And we're going to go ahead and flex at our ankles and then push both legs out and bring them down. Now, the lower that the angle is, the more work it's going to be for your abdominals. So it's up to you how high or low you want your legs to be, what angle you'd like them to be at. And go ahead and come up onto your arms. And we are going to, once again, squeeze our shoulder blades together. Lift up out of our chests and come up so that our hips are up off the ground. Trying to lift your hips a little bit higher. And then lowering them down. Go ahead and come onto your side. And getting a nice strong placement of your hands on the ground, or your hand on the ground. You're going to go ahead and bring, let's see here, how do I want to do this? bringing your hand to your hip and lifting your hip up off of the ground and placing it back down on the ground. Now you can make it so that the angle that you're coming at ends up making a nice straight line from your shoulders to your knees when you lift up, if that feels good, or you can do it in a way that works for your body. And let's go ahead and do the other side. Alright, and then last little thing here, let's come onto our hands and knees. And we'll do some work with the hips and the legs. So getting nice and centered, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Go ahead and lengthen one of your legs back and lift that leg back behind you and lower. Breathing nice and slow the whole time, lifting and lowering the leg. And you can start to circle if you'd like. And extend, and then as the leg comes down, you can bring the knee to the side and the center in a circular motion. And then go ahead and start to bend at the knee, bringing the heel to the hip, and drawing the knee in and extending long. Let's go ahead and switch sides, extending the other leg behind you, lifting it up, and just lift and lower. And I'm going to need a switch to make it so you can see me easier. Oh, there's the, hold on a second. This is the problem with the garden. Okay. There we go. So lifting and lowering, probably on a circling by now. Circle. And then bringing the knee in. Breathing. And then extending long and bringing the heel to the hip. And then just the knee comes in and we kick out. Breathe. Don't forget to breathe. And go ahead and step your knees wide. Come back into your child's pose. Take some nice deep breaths. And slowly roll up, coming back into your comfortable cross-legged seated position. I shouldn't say it's comfortable because I guess it's not comfortable for everybody, but try and make it as comfortable as you can. Grab a cushion if you need one. And we'll just rock a little bit here from side to side. Let the head cascade from side to side as well. And reach up and over from side to side. And let's just swim the arms back behind us. Nice and slow. Hi, Starlight. And rolling our head all the way around. And rolling it all the way around the other direction. Go ahead and look up. And let the chin drop to your chest. Round your shoulders, hunch forward. Let your head grow heavy. And then look up. And go ahead and continue that a few times. Just really, really rounding and squeezing. And then opening and expanding. Let's bring our hands together at our hearts. Let's feel into the energy that we've created in our bodies and notice what we've shifted. Let's feel our connection of our hips to the ground. Let's imagine our bodies growing roots into the soil, into the earth. Let's feel our hearts expanding and opening to be even more loving. And imagine that love growing to fill your whole body. And then imagine that love bursting forth out from your body, out into the space around you. Feel that love permeating beyond the space around you, rippling outward across the grass and the trees and the wind and the oceans and the clouds. Imagine that love swirling around everyone and just lighting them up a little bit more, offering them a little bit more comfort or a little more sparkle to their day. Breathing in the air with gratitude and appreciation that we are able to take in this air every moment. And just drink it in and say thank you. And giving thanks to ourselves for self-love and self-care. It's so important. And giving thanks for the ample opportunities that we have right now to learn and to grow and to listen and reflect and choose new ways of being that are more harmonious. a deep bow to your heart, your spirit, your body, and your mind. Thank you for joining me in practice out here in my garden. I hope that you have a beautiful and blessed day, and if you enjoyed this video and found value in it, please like and subscribe and share with your friends and your family, and send donations of any amount, no amount too small or too large, to my Venmo or PayPal, and I'll put those in the links in the description below. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.